if we talk about quality education in the Gambia, it should be reflective of our policy aspirations as far as education is concerned. First and foremost, is about ensuring people have access to education. That is where quality starts.
Okay, access to education.
Yes, so access being very important, and we realize that this always it's on the shoulders of the leaders of educational institutions. And let me use this opportunity to enlighten viewers about the programs that we offer at the School of Education.
Okay.
Currently, we offer 11 undergraduate degree programs,
Okay.
and then 3 master's programs.
As we are talking about capacity building, there must be things that are expected of you to do in order to develop your capacity. Just as he is saying, like most of the students toward university is just for you to come and then you just come idle around, go and wait until when they say exam is coming, you now come and start sleeping on campus, pass those exams, and that's it. No, the orientation is meant to show them that this is a continuous learning process, that you must be ready to tighten up your belt.
Kurang bisan wah jangama kurang bisan ya matrenelo iyan dem marong iyan den jay kay way iyan dem marong suma iyan dem marong kay way kurang bisan wah jangama mernala big wajal suma njeke na set yow ya maton Iyan kilime na fonye bang Fan TV iyan kilime na fonye bang Fan TV iyan kilime na fonye bang Kasiti kadomo Wallahi iyan kilime na fonye bang Iyan kilime na fonye bang Ke kuta iyan kilime na fonye bang Ke kuta iyan kilime na fonye bang Kasiti kadomo de Wallahi kasiti kadomo Fan TV iyan kilime na fonye iyan kilime na fonye bang Yande marong yande jay kay way yande marong suma yande jay kay way.
Hello viewers, this is live on Fine TV Gambia. Your usual Edus Hour comes your way every Sunday. I'm your host Ismail Jase for today's program with my co-host here, Sarr Omar Fati. This is another important episode that today we are going to host on Fine TV Gambia with 2 wonderful guests here. We have amazing guests in the studio here, and make sure you follow the program, and you can also share your live comment as the program unfold. The theme for today's program is going to be centered on the School of Education. That is, the theme is going to be picked on the role of the School of Education in shaping teachers' capacity. How can the School of Education effectively develop teachers' capacity for quality education? On that note, I will use this opportunity to welcome my 2 guests, the 2 guests here in the studio, and I'll give them the opportunity to introduce themselves and also my co-host. From there, we get started. Starting with my co-host, you can introduce yourself. This is Fine TV Gambia. Welcome.
Thank you, Honorable. Thank you, my boss, Jasi. Good day, everyone. I am Sarr Omar Fati, a proud 30-year student majoring in history at the University of the Gambia, and also a committee member of IPRO Ministry 14 Executive Council under the esteemed leadership of Honorable Ismaila Jasi. Ismaila is a humble man that mentor us in the IPRO Ministry, and he's doing a great. So, Honorable, thank you for that. Today, we are honored to have with us 2 very special guests. Our own dean for the first time in the history of Edusa Hour on Fine TV. I think I'm right? To have our own dean here with us and our able vice president of Edusa, the Iron Lady. I would like to take this opportunity and welcome you all. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Umar Fadi. On that note, I'll give the opportunity to our able dean for the first time, as he rightly alluded. This is for the first time we are inviting a whole dean for our usual Edus Hour. This is our first time of doing such. Mr. Doctor, our able guest, you are welcome. You may introduce yourself to the viewers out there.
Thank you very much, host. And I want to use this opportunity to thank EDUSA for organizing such an important event. An event that will enable us to touch base with our community, that is the School of Education, and to a larger extent to our dear audience. On that note, I want to say hello to everyone and welcome to today's program. I am Dr. Ousainou Sarr, as I have been introduced. I am the acting dean of the School of Education, and I look forward to the interaction today.
Thank you so much, Dr. Ousainou Sarr, the current acting dean of the School of Education. We are glad to receive him here. So the second guest, Honorable, you can also introduce yourself.
Thank you so much, Honorable Ismaila Jassi, our able IPRO. We call him Double Engine IPRO International. Thank you so much for the invitation. I am honored to be here. And thank you to Prof. Fati, your co host. And thanks to Fine TV. Yes, you have been doing extremely well to Edusa and to sell out all the activities that we do. Thank you so much. I am Anna Manga, the Vice President of Education Student Association 14 Executive Council. I look forward to have a very fruitful discussion on today's topic because the topic alone is already a very interesting one. But as we unfold the program, we will learn from one another. Thank you so much, Honorable Ismaila.
Thank you so much, Anna Manga, the Vice President of the Education Students Association for the Executive Council. Before I, start the program proper, I would like to use this opportunity to congratulate the acting dean of the School of Education on his new appointment. This is a well-deserved one. There was a publication that was made on this appointment, and it was shared across the various UTG Edusa pages. If you read the bio, you definitely know that the appointment is a real deserved one. And congratulations once again, Dr. Ousainou Sarr, and welcome to TV. We are glad to receive you here today.
Thank you again.
So as we start the program proper, as we said, this is your usual Edusa Hour, which comes your way every Sunday. And today, the theme that we'll be talking about has to do with the role of the School of Education. If you look at the University of the Gambia, we have various schools. So this is in particular School of Education, the role they play. If you look at the School of Education, we have various School of Education. School of Education in the University of the Gambia and School of Education in the Gambia College as well, of course. So we are talking about the School of Education in the University of the Gambia. Of course, it is currently headed by our able dean here, Dr. Ousainou Sarr. So we will be talking about the role that the school play in his capacity as well as the dean of the School of Education. The first question I would like to take you through is going to be, now that you are the newly appointed dean of the School of Education, and of course, before your appointment, you are a lecturer and also the graduate coordinator of the master's program. You are handling these two positions at the same time before your this last appointment as the dean of the School of Education, and now that you are the dean of the School of Education. What are some of your top priorities you want to implement or achieve in your capacity as the new dean?
Yes, thank you very much. But I would like to reflect on the topic of discussion today, first and foremost, because I want to set the stage for its importance. Just take a moment to think about without capacity for quality education, what that means. And I have a life experience about that. Then going forward, I think that experience will resonate with many who have experienced that as well. So that becomes a moment to reflect and chart a way forward so that things of that nature will not be experienced by many. And I don't want to be very technical here, but it is important also for us to get the big picture of what we are talking about. When we talk about capacity and talk about quality education, think about a situation where people don't have capacity, what happens? Then what a seminal author states, and that is the young, the contextualizing education policy. Without capacity, people will act based on their ability to deliver, whether that meets the standard or not. But truly, that is what they will use. During my A levels, when I was doing my GC O level, uh, as part of my education journey at St. Augustine High School. In our lower six, a new teacher was hired to teach us accounting. But because our foundation was very solid, we were able to understand the basics that guides accounting principles. So when the teacher started, I believe the topic was containerization account. And what he did, what should have been posted to the debit side of the entry was posted on the credit side and vice versa.
That was an error.
There was an error.
Okay.
Think about that.
Okay.
Without that, us having the foundation to notice that, we are set to fail because we'll think that is the right path. Now, on capacity to teacher qualification, what it does, what scholarship establishes is that teacher qualification is a prerequisite for quality education. That is the good thing. But now to your question, that is my topmost priority. If you look at the current trend, I've been observing how students conduct and learn in the classroom. I am not faulting them, but I think as a school, all of us should take ownership of that as a weakness in the system. Therefore, my topmost priority is to promote active learning. Students should desist from the culture of just studying to pass. We should pass that. Think about it. We are training teachers who should have the mastery. So that's one topmost priority. Again, another priority is to promote critical thinking.
Critical thinking.
We should not just be, trying to reproduce what was given to us, assigned to us at school. But as a society, as education stakeholders, we should reflect and come up with solutions as to what characterizes education. Now, this can be a long-term priority. And I think this is in line with MOHAS as far as the future of education is concerned, in particular, the two schools of education, that is the University of the Gambia and then the Gambia College. If you look at our education system, there are many gaps. There are some subjects that are taught at the school level. We don't have any programs for them at the university level. So it is our topmost priority as a long term to introduce that ultimately. Yes. Thank you.
Yeah, I think that is amazing. He's definitely a scholar, and you are definitely going to enjoy from him today. So stay tuned. Yeah. So thank you so much. We may also proceed with the next guest, Honorable Anna Manga, Her Excellency, the Vice President of the University of the Gambia of the Education Students Association. Anna, currently, in your capacity as the Vice President of the Education Students, and also you are the representative to the Senate, you understand that you are responsible for academic affairs and other related academic issues in collaboration with the Education and Research Minister. So currently, the students are having issues with clearance. I don't know, in your capacity as the VP, how is your office, working towards resolving that issue? You may quickly tell us about that.
Thank you so much, Honorable Ismaila, for that wonderful question. In my capacity as the Vice President, um, I should work hand in glove with the Education and Research Minister to solve all academic matters. Yeah, so currently students are faced with the issue of clearance,
Okay.
especially those on the MOHAS and those on the MOPSI, which are government scholarship. So I must tell you the truth. There are certain issues that are beyond us as students. So the only thing we can do, School of Education is a sub association.
Okay.
We have the main
Union.
SU, yes, the main union.
Okay.
So what we do as a sub association is to channel the problem of our student at our level to SU. And SU will also
Have to
do,
take it from
yes,
there.
good. So and I must acknowledge the effort of SU. Just last week, we all see the dispatch. Um, they have a courtesy call to MOHAS,
Mohas,
which
okay.
means the concern have reached SU and SU is
Okay.
taking a necessary step.
Okay,
So
okay,
they
to
went to
address
see
the
the
issue.
minister to make
Okay.
sure the issue is addressed.
Okay.
Because like looking at the topic, when we talk about quality teachers,
Okay.
quality teachers, where are they? Where do we build that capacity? Is at the university. Good. So if you did not invest in their education, you are not serious in developing their capacity, then I'm not sure that nation is ready to have quality education. Yes. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Okay, you have a follow-up question for
To
Anna.
Anna, yes. Thank you for meeting you for the second time. I can tell you for free, the MOPSI students that are under the scholarship of MOPSI, they are frustrated, to be honest with you. But in your capacity, as the guys, my boss mentioned here right now, do you think that the late clearance, uh, from your own perspective, your own opinion, do you think it doesn't have any impact on this negative impact on the students' mental health or even their graduation deadline?
Yes, thank you so much. Of course, it has an impact on them because, like I say earlier, any nation that is ready for development, it must first take educational aspect as a priority. So, therefore, MUHAS should take clearing university students a priority, especially those on the School of Education. Because School of Education is like the mother of all other sister schools within the University of the Gambia. Do you get it? So right now, late clearance is affecting them because some courses that some people should do, that it might be their last course for them to graduate, they will make the courses full. Some lecturers might not want to extend increase the number. So that is already a problem. So you come to the graduation also. Some cannot collect their attestation because UTG will say, okay, they owe us. And until and unless they clear the loan, then we are now we are not going to clear you. So you see that this is already having a negative impact on the student. So therefore, I will urge MUHAS to do the needful, at least to help students to do the necessary.
And MOPSI, don't forget MOPSI.
Yeah, MOPSI as well.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. The program is very interesting. We will continue with it. Coming back to the main guest here, Dr. Ousainou Sarr. Doctor, we are happy that today you are here with us. So we may continue with the theme as well. We are still talking about quality education in building teachers' capacity. The School of Education, its role to build teachers' capacity for quality education. And of course, he made mention of the capacity that a particular teacher came to their class and made an error, but because their foundation was good and they are able to detect that. Suppose they were not having that good foundation, they would have been misled, and this could be serious. This is going to affect the outcome of that particular education. So the capacity definitely will reflect on the quality of education. On that note, Doctor, I will also use this opportunity. You tell the audience how did you perceive quality education to be in the context of teachers' capacity? Yeah, before we proceed.
Yeah, thank you for that question. So, the word quality education is a loaded term, and let's try to deconstruct what that entails. First and foremost, and this is in line, I always go back to the policy because they don't exist in isolation. If we talk about quality education in the Gambia, it should be reflective of our policy aspirations as far as education is concerned. First and foremost, is about ensuring people have access to education. That is where quality starts.
Okay, access to education.
Yes, so access being very important, and we realize that this always it's on the shoulders of the leaders of educational institutions. And now let me use this opportunity to enlighten viewers about the programs that we offer at the School of Education.
Okay.
Currently, we offer 11 undergraduate degree programs, and then 3 master's programs. And in particular about quality education, like where I am starting, access at the master's level for those who are aspiring to be leaders of schools or educational institutions. They are introduced to the idea of how can they brand their school, so that they can use that as a way to attract students into the system, which goes to support government agenda of access. Now let's progress. Quality education also entails having the right curriculum, a curriculum that is fit for purpose and reflective of widely stakeholder consideration. That is the type of curriculum that is regarded as quality. And then let's progress. Now, if you look at quality education, to many, they think it's just about the pass, the
the
outcome
the
that is
outcome of the
quality.
results. Yeah, exactly.
But quality education is to ensure that nobody is left behind in the process.
Everybody is inclusive.
That is equity. So that is the third aspect of quality education.
Okay, okay.
And then finally comes to what we are talking about, teacher qualification.
Teacher qualification.
Yes. So holistically, this is what is quality education.
Okay. Quickly, you made mention of the programs about about 11 undergraduate programs and also 3 master's programs. So how are these specific programs you're talking about? How are they contributing to quality education? You may make a reference or you may mention some of these programs specifically that the School of Education is offering, the undergraduate program and also the masters, that is contributing to quality education.
So if you look at the two categories of programs we are running, the undergraduate and graduate education, they do two things. One is geared towards teacher qualification. Look at what we are doing. We are producing graduates for the secondary school system of our country.
Okay.
That is the gap we are filling as far as these 11 programs are concerned. Okay. Example, English is one of them. Mathematics is one of them. Okay. Biology is one of them. Physics, okay. Islamic studies, agriculture, geography, it goes on and on and on. So that is the undergraduate. Now, for the graduate programs, the other one is about teacher qualification. The other one is centered around educational studies. How do we administer effectively? How can we know at the end point whether we are meeting our goals? That is an educational issue. And through these graduate programs, those questions, we are able to understand them. Again, if you look at educational data, it is important for us to tell that story. From admission, what next is enrollment? Is there any gap between admission and enrollment? We should be able to track and tell why are we falling short. Okay. Again, from that moment, as we have the students in the system pursuing their program, are we able to sustain them throughout their program of study? Okay. At the end point, we can tell between all these stages, between admission, enrollment, and graduation, and tell the story of dropout rates.
Okay, okay. So quickly, another question. We realized that also you are the coordinator of the graduate programs. I don't know whether you have any access to the students that are admitted to the School of Education in terms of the requirement. Are you part of the panel that set that requirement, or did you vet the application for students that have been enrolled under the School of Education? Are you fortunate to be part of that?
Yes, so when I took over as Dean, I kind of changed how the school operates.
Okay, amazing.
Rather than having a centralized system instructing us to what to do, I initiated for us to have various committees in the school. Okay. We have admission committee for undergraduate education, admission committee for graduate education, and many others. Curriculum, the list goes on and on.
The school is not offering doctorate programs?
It's not as of now. Okay. So the admission criteria, these committees, they have chairs. Okay. And then they oversee the process together with members of this committee for admission. So it's a very transparent process.
Yeah, because recently some students, they are complaining, like let's say if you want to major biology in the School of Education or you want to do agriculture, the School of Education recently is now asking you to have mathematics as a requirement. And some will be like, you know, throughout your 4 years of studies in the University of the Gambia, pursuing biology or agriculture, you may not even come across a course that may require mathematics, you know, as a subject. So why is the School of Education telling us that you must have maths as a prerequisite before you are given admission? What is your take on that?
Well, you know, my background is education administration. Okay. And I always want us to go back to the drawing board. Okay. You see, these decisions is not just one wishful one man show or
Okay.
wishful thinking as to
Okay.
how they should be done.
Okay.
There are laid down procedures
Okay.
that we go by as far as admission is concerned.
Okay.
So we apply those criterias.
Okay.
Now, as a school, what we can do is to reflect on
Okay.
those criteria.
Okay.
For example, mature student
Okay.
meeting the 3 credit requirement,
For the
and then
students.
yes,
Okay.
let me explain one
Okay.
technicality.
Okay.
Now, but requires 15 years of work experience.
Work experience.
That is what the rules are saying.
Okay.
But I have a different thinking as
Yeah.
far as that is concerned.
Okay.
We cannot keep these people for 15
15
years
before
just
we
before
enroll them.
we, I think we
Enroll
can do better as far as
Yes,
that
yes,
is
yes.
concerned. So to your point, we apply the rules
Okay, you
so
apply
that
the
there is
rules.
consistency.
Okay,
Whatever we do,
consistency.
if
Okay.
NACA come to review whether
Okay.
we are following the guidelines, we will not be found wanting.
Okay. Okay, and the other one also is, I think probably you are already aware of this. If you look at the School of Education, like most of the courses, like let's say English language, agriculture, biology, they are not under our education. Even in the exam question paper, you'll see the School of Arts and Science. Most of the courses education is hosting is only the educational courses. Most of our courses are hosted under other schools. So I don't know what is your plan on this to make sure that School of Education are kind of independent, because you are kind of dependent on other schools. So and extent we cannot even have our own timetable because we are only limited to educational courses. All our courses are offered in other schools.
Yes, that is a fair observation to make.
Okay.
But let's think about when did the School of Education started.
Okay, started. Okay. We may reflect on history.
Yeah, yes,
Okay.
exactly.
Okay.
And I think from the former dean, what he told me, and I think what I observed in
Okay.
the school handbook, it
Okay.
was started in 2004.
24.
Yes.
Okay.
Now it started with a diploma in school management
Okay.
and keep scaling up.
Okay. Okay.
That is how the School of Education, until today, we at least have 11 degree programs and 3 masters. So
Okay. Okay.
the school has grown over time.
Okay. And they are still growing.
Yes,
Okay.
but honestly, the current arrangement, what is in place, we only offer the education or departmental requirement,
Okay. Departmental
because we
requirements.
don't have our own staff to teach the major, minor, and elective
Is it
courses.
because of the capacity of
The capacity,
the human resource capacity?
exactly, is the
Okay.
way the UTG is structured.
Structured. Okay.
That is how it is structured.
Okay.
But again, in line with government plan,
Okay.
as you may know, if you are a keen follower of recent developments,
Okay.
as far as the future direction of education is concerned in this
Okay.
country,
Okay.
there is this plan to transform the Gambia College
Okay.
into a
I
university
even have
of
a
teacher
question here.
education.
I will ask you a question
Exactly.
on that.
So
Okay.
just to quickly say this,
Okay.
the plan is to integrate
Integrate.
the
Okay.
2 schools of education.
Okay.
Therefore, we will be standing alone,
Exactly. Okay.
which
Okay.
requires us to have our own staff, faculty, to deliver these major, minor, and elective courses.
Okay.
So in the long term, it will be like that.
Okay.
Yes.
Thank you so much. I'll come back to that question, about this Gambia College integrating the teacher education program as a degree. Yeah. So, Honorable Anamanga, High Excellency, and I have this question for you quickly. How are you making the UTG environment for the new intakes? The School of Education, the new intakes that are currently enrolled. So, how is the School of Education? How are you making the environment?
Yeah, thank you so much, Honorable Ismaila. Yeah, currently the environment is, we are laying a very smooth environment for them.
Okay.
Yes, like last week I wasn't around,
Okay. You
but
are not around?
yes, I traveled to Basse.
Okay.
I went to attend a training by UNDP.
Okay.
Yeah, but before I go, I try to lay down the foundation,
Okay.
communicate with the Education and Research Minister, communicate with the President,
Okay.
communicate with the Welfare Minister, the Logistic, including yourself. I
Okay.
called
Yeah.
you. Yes, so all this communication were made just for us to have a very smooth orientation ceremony.
Okay.
That orientation ceremony is meant for the new intakes to know at least some left and right within the University of the Gambia, to
Okay.
know the norms and cultures within the University of the Gambia,
Okay.
as new intakes to know what are they expected to do in order to excel in their studies. As
Okay.
we are talking about capacity building, there must be things that are expected of you to do in order to develop your capacity. Just as he is saying, like most of the student toward university is just for you to come, and then you just come idle around, go and wait until when they say exam is coming, you now come and start sleeping on campus, pass those exam, and that's it. No, the orientation is meant to show them that this is a continuous learning process, that you must be ready to tighten up your belt. And this is why after the orientation, currently a page is already created for the new intakes. That page is meant to guide them. Any question that they have, that they want to know, anything that disturbs them, let them ask in that page and they will be guided. Yes, not only that, we have so many things, so many plans, yes, that we have for the new intakes. All this is just to help them to have a smooth learning environment within the University of the Gambia. Yeah.
So quickly, another follow-up question to that. Yeah, I hope, because most of the students also, this is something they always say. I hope they're not disturbing you about the lecturers. They'll be like, who is this lecturer? Because sometimes if they see a particular name, they'll be like, I don't know this lecturer. Because students are concerned with grades issue. So I hope you are not facing such kind of issues.
Ismail, I don't know if you are gifted or what. Just on my way coming to this program, I received 2 calls already from students trying to ask me, hey, Madam VP, yes, do you know Mr. So-and-so? I said, okay, why the question? We want to know because we learned that some lecturers are very wicked. Yes, but necessary, the message I will send out there is, there is no lecturer that is wicked. It all depends on your hard work and your determination. Whatever that you deserved, you work for it. You obviously know what you work for. If I worked for a white shirt like Mr. Fati, and doctor here gave me a yellow shirt, of course, we also have the right. This is why we even have a remarking. You have all the right to channel to the right protocol to make sure that doctor who gave you that yellow shirt give you the white shirt that you deserve. So basically, it's not about a bad lecturer or so and so. It's about your hard work. It's about you attending your lectures regularly. It's about you doing your assignments. It's about you making so anything that is given to you, you do it. Do your exams. Some students are very good at this. When it's time for exams, they start giving lecturer stories. When it's time for tests, the same thing, excuses. They will have fault on their own part, but they will never reveal that but about them, even to their closest friend. But they will always, go and bring of big balloons and lay it on the heads of the lecturers. Yes, so what I will urge all students out there, especially the new intakes, as you are coming up into the University of the Gambia, know that you are coming for a new challenge. You are coming for a new war. So ready to gather all your weapons to make sure that you shoot that enemy. And that enemy is what? You making sure that everything that is given to you, you do it so that you don't become a victim. You don't become wanting. And the moment you do all that, the executive council is there. If you do everything that is right, and a lecturer failed you, and you know that you do everything that is right, you have all your evidence, the executive council, of course, will be there, which is the office of the vice president and the office of the education and research minister, is there to stand for you to make sure what you really deserve, you get it.
Thank you so much, the Vice President. You have a follow-up question for Anna? Okay, Doctor.
Doctor, once again, congratulations on your appointment as the acting Dean of the Education. I'm very happy to have you here.
Thank you.
Okay, Doctor, there are concerns that is going on with the educational student at the University of the Gambia. I don't know whether you realize when you come to your grade analysis, when you are analyzing the grades, that educational students perform better in other schools, but when you come to their own school and their own course that they mastered, they pass through college and they are repeating the same courses, but they struggle in those courses. So I don't know whether you come across that complaint or
Specifically, you're talking about educational courses?
Especially, yeah, educational courses. But if they go to the other schools, they have A plus, A,
exactly.
but when they come to their own school that they pass through college, they find it difficult.
Thank you so much.
Well, naturally, there are many complaints around grade.
That you
But,
receive?
generally, it's something that I observe and I have been following things. I want us to just zoom out of that. The constant focus on grade. To me, we are aspiring educators. To me, what matters most is having that self-consciousness in you. Whether the reason why you joined the University of the Gambia, you can see that in you. In terms of mastery of what is required of you. Now, when it comes to the education courses, here I believe different things are at play. And let's look at it.
Exactly.
It's not just about the theory, but here service learning takes also center stage in what you are doing.
Okay.
Some courses by nature, they are structured in seminar type courses.
Okay.
That again, the performance might just be very different from exam centered, where you go memorize and reproduce what was given. So these are probably contributing factors. But notwithstanding, I have remarked some scripts
Okay.
due to the fact that some students were, in my view, on the mark. That
Okay.
happens.
Okay.
But what I want to say is there are mechanisms in place.
Okay.
When such things happen, follow the right channels. If it deserves the attention, of course, it will be acted upon.
So did you do have access to all the scripts before the grades are uploaded on the portal, like on the
Yes,
School of Education?
this is new. Remember,
Yeah,
I
yeah,
am
yeah, exactly.
appointed.
Yes, yes, yeah, you will
Yes,
appoint
I am appointed into the position on July 1st.
July 1st, effective.
So
The moment of
yes, yes.
publication.
But now, even the IT, I have to engage them for them to take me through the portal, because now the outlook of my portal changes.
Yeah, it changes.
And I need to have the understanding
Because
how to make meaning of that data.
Yeah, yeah.
Yes, exactly. But definitely I can see all courses,
Okay.
but the navigation and all that is
Okay.
a learning
Yeah,
process
it's a
that I
learning
am
process,
going
but
through.
okay.
I must recognize that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. Yeah, I think that is very much important. If students have that great issues, there's a way to channel it, as VP also talk about it. And Doctor, also another critical question. If you look at the School of Education, we do call it as the mother of all other schools. In fact, the mother of all the sub association. And recently, we hold that title. We are awarded as the best sub association throughout the academic year. That is this past one, 2023. Yeah, congratulations to the 13 executive councils once again. Yeah, if you look at this school is a dominant of in-service students. Most of the people in the School of Education pass through the Gambia College. Either they did ATC program or the PTC program. If they come to the University of the Gambia as well, once they are enrolled under the School of Education, there's this one issue students are complaining about, and I don't know, you want you also to share your view on it as an educationist and a teaching administrator, like the issue of teaching practice. Because in the Gambia College, if you are doing PTC program, you go for teaching practice. HTC, you go for teaching practice. You realize that somebody may have over 15 years of teaching experience. Upon coming to the University of the Gambia, in your third year or so, you'll be required to go for teaching practice. So how did you see somebody who taught for almost 15 years, you are telling this person to go for teaching practice? Because this is a program in the School of Education, and it is strictly part of the prerequisite that if you do not undertake this course, you will not graduate because it is a prerequisite. So how is your view on that, particularly for the in-service students who are forced to do this teaching practice?
You know, with your question, looking at students with background or graduates from the Gambia College now proceeded to the University of the Gambia, I think from the get-go, we miss a lot of things as far as this transition is concerned. If you look at similar schools, the School of Agriculture and the School of Public Health, graduates from the advanced diploma in these two programs of the Gambia College are offered 2 years advanced standing. They just do 2 years in the university and graduate. But why is that not happening?
In the School of Education,
Yes.
exactly.
So why is that not happening from the School of Education, Gambia College, and then the University of the Gambia? Simply because the two curriculums are not aligned.
They are not aligned. Okay.
And this is something we picked and observed. And I was privy to be part of a subcommittee
Okay.
that worked on this and offered recommendation based on stakeholder consultation as to the way forward. How can we ensure graduates of the School of Education, Gambia College, benefit from the same arrangement uh, as that of their peers from the public health and in agricultural program. Now, teaching practice. If you look at the track, what Gambia College focuses on is early childhood education and primary. And for us, our focus is secondary education. So it's a different level.
Okay.
Therefore, the teaching practice, I believe, is still important. We have it as part of our offering.
But some
Yes,
students,
go ahead.
some
Yes.
students, they when they open doing this thing, the HTC program, they are fortunate to be teaching in the senior secondary school, and with those kind of people, maybe they could teach for almost 5 to 10 years. And university also, once you are done with it, you are posted to the senior school.
Yeah, this is why I said there is the need for curriculum alignment.
Okay.
So that is taken care of. But remember, some of our students are also coming fresh from grade 12.
Exactly, the
They don't have that preparation or foundation.
Okay.
So eliminating teaching practice, I think it will be a disservice.
Okay, you have a question.
Yes.
Yeah, you mentioned one thing is very important about those who passed through the Gambia College and now went to the university to spend 4 years there. I think you people should fast track that and make sure that the time is reduced from 4 years to 2 years, because many teachers prefer to go to IOU because they over similar courses spend 2 years, go for your masters. While if you go to University of the Gambia, you spend 4 years. Before you finish your program, this man is already start his PhD or doctorate degree.
Yes, but let's not lose sight of this fact also. When we talk about education in this country, and if you look at the ranking internationally, we are the premier education institution in the country.
University of the Gambia?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
That's true.
That is a fact.
Okay.
Look at the outcome. I was a student of the University of the Gambia. Many others have attained the rank of, high positions in academia. They were graduates of this university. That credit goes to University of the Gambia. So therefore, with that, we must also recognize that we should not compromise on our standard. Just for the fact that there is somebody in the market, they are doing it in a shorter period of time, and then I don't know much about them. I don't want to sound that way, but what I can tell is we meet NACA requirements as far as our standing are concerned.
Yes,
and I think we are able to build on that and sustain that record.
I know a friend, the same batch at the Gambia College.
Yeah.
And then he went to IOU, I went to university. He tried to convince me, let's come here within 2 years period, we're going to finish. And when he finished, he applied master's program at the university and they admit him. Yeah, you told me that you say, I told you now, I senior you. I said, anyway, let me also finish my course, solely I'll be there.
So, Doctor, this thing you talk about, I think this is very serious. Like the curriculum are not aligned, the one at the Gambia College and also in the University of the Gambia. And you are fortunate also to be part of that subcommittee. So I don't know how far have you guys gone on that, because there was an announcement that was made by the Minister of Higher Education, Professor Gomez, on the same issue that to a certain extent the School of Education in the university will be suspended and the Gambia College is going to be turned into a university school that will be offering degree programs. If you go there, you'll just spend 4 years and you come out as a degree holder instead of spending 3 years in the Gambia College and also coming to the university. Spend 4 years before you have your degree. So I don't know how far have you guys gone. I know you must have been fortunate to be.
Yes, I just share this information.
Okay.
But again, there is a structure in place.
Okay.
That oversees this process.
Okay.
I was just fortunate to be called to be part of this subcommittee. Whenever they are ready, as far as what we worked on, I think they will inform the general public accordingly. I don't just want to jump the gun to announce what transpires there. So let's respect the protocols.
Okay.
Yes.
Mr. Fadi, did you have any question for VP before we
move on? Vivi, still, I'm going to take you back to the clearance. You know, as you're at your position, what do you think can we do in order not to have this late clearance? Because it normally affects us. We are not the problem. Mopsy, you know, you apply the scholarship there, they award you. Now you are at the university, you want to register, you cannot register. But they will tell you, you know, the one that are sponsoring you did not pay our money. And you, the students, are not the one that is responsible to pay the money. So I think the government should, you know, navigate between the university and the mohas or mopsi to make sure that students are not affected. Let the problem stop at the government level between them, because university is directly under under the government. Mopsi also is under the government. Mohas also the same thing. So what do you think can we do to avoid this? This is my third year, but every semester the same story.
So you don't want the president to
Yes,
occur again? Okay.